Hi there, I'm Liu Ziyue Alex from Suzhou High School. Actually, I do not quite appreciate my name because it just sounds too plain. And I asked my parents about the reason, and my father explained to me that when Confucius students were editing his words into a book, they added what Confucius said, or 子曰, before every sentence that Confucius once said, so they choose it as my name. Actually, I don't think that it is a good idea, but things usually just goes beyond my control. I love animals really much, and I've attended in all kinds of activities that are related to animals. And I have to admit that during the process, I am also changed by these activities, little by little. This is my dog. I named it as Green for no reason. And now it just really likes grasses and bushes. Well, what a great prediction. And sometimes he argues with my budgies, but it seems like that he had never won. Now you can already see that I am really interested in keeping pets. But what interests me most is still those underwater. Now I just have tanks of fish, guppies, medusas, cichlids, and those fish in the salt water, and including corals. And it's just really relaxing for me to see them swimming after a hard week's work at school. This is a job that's usually considered easy but actually not. For example, I need to feed them routinely, examining the salinity of water, maintain the water in a good quality, and etc. Actually, I failed a lot of times at first due to my lack of experiences. But now, I feel very proud to see that these fish can be kept in a good condition under my hands. Actually, I quite admire those who can do a lot of work at the same time in study because it just drives me mad if I do the same way. And actually, I prefer doing one thing at a time and follow the pace of the classes. And sometimes I may extend into my favorite subjects. For example, recently I'm packing up my notes on bio courses, but my extensions are beyond the classroom. I went to Kenya for a project that helps monitoring animals and doing community work last winter vacation. It was really shocking to see the scene seen only on the screen coming into life. Also, I gained a deeper insight on the situation that local people and animals are now facing, which can't be gained inside the classrooms. I started to understand that dealing with animals is a complex issue, and also dealing with people. And emerged a question: how should animal research and protection be like? How to protect people's profit at the same time? Shortly after I came back from Kenya, I took part in the activity related to public policy research that's around wild animal trades and wild animal conditions that held by China House. And in the activity, I started to know more about things related to wild animal trades, wild animal welfare, and how these policymakers are facing problems. And as a group, we finished a proposal related to wildlife welfare, and hopefully we can see some changes in the recent years. And a fundamental knowledge is also important if I wish to do a job that's related to wild animals in the future. So I also attend bio courses and bio context, though these courses are really hard and I sometimes cannot really understand them very well. And now I'm taking part in IGM discussions, and hopefully we can have a good ending and publish our work. Although I can be very talkative as usual, it is just a disaster for me to talk in front of a lot of people. And I think that this weakness influenced my ability to do voluntary work and organize other people directly. I also made some attempts to change the situation, for example, taking part in speech activities and participate in debate competitions, but they all failed. And once I was forced by my parents to raise a fund in front of all the classmates for street cats and street dogs, things that They thought this can improve my ability in communication. However, it turned out that I lost 5 kilos during the organization period due to anxiety. And I believe that both me and my parents have gave up such attempts now. And perhaps for me, what I can do is to accept myself. Applying for university is really a harsh way to go. Fortunately, I think that I can keep who I am for most of the times. And I think that it is a very important thing for us to remember what we wish to be in the future, just as what we usually did when we were young, and despite the uncertainty of the future.